City volunteers in Indonesia work with UNHCR to provide free clinics for refugees in the country. Tzu Chi has helped rebuild school buildings, retaining a touch of Hakka culture for Neipu Junior High School. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Currently, Indonesia is officially hosting more than 6,000 refugees, with additional some 7,600 people seeking asylum. With the increase of refugees, the UNHCR has reached out to Tzu Chi's TIMA chapter in Indonesia for providing some medical care for refugees. In order to address the plight of refugees, the UNHCR representatives in Indonesia are actively seeking out charitable organizations who can offer assistance to refugees.
Our organization's resources here are limited. In terms of healthcare, we don't have any doctors that can prescribe medicine. So that's why we reached out to Tzu Chi's TIMA chapter in Indonesia to help with this clinic. Tzu Chi has an incredible amount of experience, and they can offer quality care to the refugees here.
Under the organization of the Church World Service, Tzu Chi, along with representatives from the UNHCR, cooperated to hold a 2-day free clinic to help refugees from various countries with their health concerns.
There have been several cases where the refugees are suffering from ailments or sicknesses that are common among the local rural population. Many of them suffer from chronic issues like high blood pressure or diabetes.
Many of the refugees don't understand English, which is what the doctors try to use, but communication is very difficult. Thankfully, UNHCR has provided translators, so we can focus on comforting and listening to them.
Language barriers are often the biggest problem doctors face in providing effective medical treatment. Luckily, a Somalian refugee present who can also speak English offers to act as interpreter for doctors and patients.
There is a lot of people that they are unvoiced, like they cannot, voiceless, like they cannot talk to them, their problems. So I'm happy that I am actually taking their problems and I'm explaining to those who needed to hear it.
The volunteers are so friendly. They are always smiling as they care for us. The doctors and nurses are very thorough during the exam. They also offer us good medicine.
Refugees face an uncertain future every day and deal with pressures that most people can only imagine. TIMA doctors and nurses do what they can to help these struggling people take care of their physical health and also hopefully provide them an emotional outlet for the stress they have been dealing with. In Jordan, city volunteers have once again traveled to Zaatari camp to provide aid supplies for Syrian refugees and Bedouins. To provide needed medical assistance, they have also hired an Iraqi doctor to treat the people there. City volunteers have once again traveled to Zaatari camp in northern Jordan to distribute supplies. The recipients include impoverished Jordanian Bedouins and Syrian refugees. This dilapidated tent has been turned into a makeshift clinic. The volunteers have hired this Iraqi doctor, Hala, as part of a work relief program and asked him to provide medical assistance to people here. Meanwhile, Amman, Tzu Chi's Jordan chapter, has provided the financial assistance for 6 Syrian babies with hernia to undergo necessary surgeries.
It's fine. Very nice.
The babies were discharged the day after their successful surgeries alleviated them of their pain and suffering. In the Philippines, members of TIMA Philippines recently held a free clinic at a Catholic school for the teachers and students there. There, medical volunteers discovered that problems related to eyesight and skin are what concern the students the most. During teen growth and development, teenagers' physical well-being is an issue that cannot be overlooked. Therefore, members of TIMA Philippines are holding a free clinic at a Catholic school on behalf of the teachers and students here. Problems related to eyesight and skin are what concern the students the most.
Every time that they come for medical mission, they serve as much as 1,000 students with different kinds of infirmities like poor eyesight, skin problems, and other problems, as long as they have the available doctor.
Having experienced student life, the medical staff reminded students to drink plenty of water and protect their skin under the sun to avoid sunburn or dry skin. Meanwhile, the medical volunteers also help teachers and students who have difficulties obtaining the proper glasses to correct their eyesight.
Makakatulong po ito lalo na po araw-araw. Especially I am dealing with children, and I am also teaching catechism, so it will not be difficult for me to communicate and to see the children.
While it is their responsibility to take care of their health and study well, the students have also learned from these medical volunteers that one must seize the opportunity to alleviate the suffering of those in need.
The annual Invention and New Product Exposition recently took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania of the United States. Jingsi Publications, on behalf of Tzu Chi, won 2 golds, 2 silvers, and 2 special recognitions for its inventions.
250 stands with over 50 inventions gathered together at the Invention and New Product Exhibition in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to inspire people to create new products. Tzu Chi has brought 6 inventions this year to the expo. Among the 6 are the Jingsi mechanical bell and drum clock, and 14 furniture designing with disaster relief in mind.
This product is for disaster for shelter setup. When we set it up, you can do it within 10 minutes. Through the shipment, we reuse the carton boxes into 2 drawers, 2 briefcases, and 1 pencil box. It's not only for one single usage, it's multiple function. So it all depends on how we see these products, how we make this product useful, and how we respect the product's life.
In addition to Tzu Chi's invention for disaster relief, other inventors are also looking to help the disaster victims. Li Kunling, a student from Taiwan, invented a multifunctional life support device in case of earthquakes. It can not only store and filter water, but has a rechargeable battery that can charge manually and store the fluorescent light for lighting. And when people are nearby, the device can send out a signal to nearby cell phones to call out for help. These inventors have one common goal in mind, and that is we cannot stop a natural disaster from happening, but we can reduce the damage it causes.
Well, the concept is to provide a waterproof storage unit, so to speak, that is portable, that will actually seal at 100%, fully equipped with GPS tracking systems, so that for whatever the reason, if the damaged dwelling is completely wiped away, we can track it in real time. I thought it would be vital, if not critical, to give somebody an opportunity to come back home to some familiar items.
More about the inventors making an impact in their country and globally. So ultimately, so we could all exist longer and have less disasters occur and less illness occur. So that's where the humanity part comes in.
Both the Jingsi mechanical bell and drum clock and the packaging system for the Jingsi folding furniture brought in gold medals on behalf of Tzu Chi. The expo also presented an Invention Education Medal to Master Zheng Yan for guiding the Jingsi publication to invent these goods with compassion and wisdom.
The Tzu Chi Foundation has helped Neipu Junior High School in Pingtung rebuild approximately one-half of its school buildings following a disaster mitigation assessment. The new school buildings retain red brick walls representing Hakka culture.
Looking forward to family reunions that take place on New Year's Day, Lunar New Year, Dragon Boat Festival, and Mid-Autumn Festival.
As they look forward to the return of their loved ones, these Hakka folk songs create a sense of community, as they are sung by the Neipu Junior High School choir, who train diligently to sing these songs accurately and convey their meaning.
Before, these students rarely spoke Hakka with people at home, as they usually speak Mandarin. But since we started this choir, this music and these songs have helped them learn their native language.
In this new music room, these children are getting ready for choir practice, as some 60% of them are of Hakka descent and usually don't communicate with their family members in the Hakka dialect. For example, 8th grader Yu Hui was the type of student which her music teacher described earlier, and 8 months later the situation changed completely.
Do you know what the song's meaning? Yes, but I don't know how to speak Hakka. Does this inspire you to try a little harder? Yes, it does.
This Hakka village is filled with Hakka children who are now able to work diligently. Yu Hui says the new school facilities not only give her the chance to learn her mother tongue, but also study with new joy because of the new classrooms.
Everything was new. We were the first to use it. That makes you happy? Yes, I was quite happy.
Going to school in new classrooms lifted the spirits of many students. For those students who weren't fortunate to get new classrooms, they could still enjoy the other new amenities of the school.
The boys were quite impressed with the automated self-flushing urinals because Neipu doesn't have any department stores, so they haven't seen it before. Maybe this school is the only place that has such facilities. Sometimes students will go out of their way and make a special trip just to use these urinals.
While these children are now being exposed to modern amenities, they are also getting a special type of environmental education.
While there are only 23 classrooms here, Tzu Chi's contribution aid totaled more than $100 million. These funds help ensure our safety and security.
These students now have a greater vision because the school has a courtyard and the distance between the buildings is more spacious. Students can use all of this space, giving them a broader perspective and a more open attitude to learning.
The old school buildings were aligned in a parallel pattern. Now the new school buildings have a welcoming courtyard. The new school retains red brick walls representing traditional Hakka culture, merging the new and old school together, allowing the children to study, learn, and grow in complete comfort.
In Kaohsiung, Taiwan, a senior high school student once fell behind in his studies. Fortunately, teachers at his school helped the student Zhao Zeming with studies as well as providing financial assistance. Zhao eventually passed the university entrance exam and was accepted by the National Central University.
Since he was in junior high, Zhao Zeming, a student at the Xiaogang Senior High School in Kaohsiung, whose father worked away from home while his mother had been hospitalized, had always fallen behind in his studies. However, he never lost his passion for learning.
No matter how I tried, I could not do well. Then the teachers helped me with schoolwork during their spare time after school.
Despite his less than ideal school performance, Zhao took part in the school's scientific exhibition and the early application of National Central University. Back then, his father was hospitalized for cancer treatment, and he only had less than $20 left. Fortunately, a teacher helped pay for his registration and transportation fees.
I saw his spirit of persistence and optimism. He never stopped smiling because of these setbacks.
When he faced difficulties, if I lacked the means to help him, I sought help from other school departments and even the principal.
Zhao was eventually accepted by NCU. However, his father did not survive the cancer. The school then helps him apply for financial assistance from charity organizations so he can attend college. To show his gratitude, Zhao says that he will contribute to society to pay the love forward.
As the population in Taiwan is aging, Tzu Chi volunteers regularly visit elderly residents in retirement homes and other facilities. Tzu Chi volunteers in Taichung City recently went to retirement homes to spread joy to seniors.
A group of Tzu Chi volunteers in Taichung City have come to this retirement home to entertain elderly residents, massaging and chatting with them. Volunteers also perform the erhu, playing classic songs for the seniors.
The seniors look forward to this visit. Therefore, I feel very happy having the time to participate.
Also in Beitun district of Taichung City, another group of Tzu Chi volunteers are singing with the seniors. They even invited a troupe to perform Taiwanese opera with the theme of Jingsi aphorisms. The grandpas and grandmas attentively watch this program. When it's time to say goodbye, tears well up in one grandma's eyes. Bidding farewell to the seniors, the volunteers sing for them, promising that they will come visit again soon.
Some people facing financial hardship resort to recycling as a way to make a living. However, when they are unable to manage the materials they collect, waste can accumulate and become a problem. We'll see how two communities in Taichung and Nantou asked Tzu Chi for help in managing such problems.
Tzu Chi volunteers load plastic bottles onto a truck, while others are managing the rest of the garbage. Mr. Chun is the sole caretaker of his father and is himself visually impaired. Before becoming injured, Mr. Chun used to collect recyclables for a living. However, his health condition has made him unable to sort out the materials that have accumulated here.
About 20 Tzu Chi brothers and sisters from the Nantou Liaison Office came to help clean up the area.
I hope that we can give him a good living environment where he can be safe and at ease.
A neighbor offered a hand in the cleanup effort.
I want to say thank you to all the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters that came to help us out and showed their care for my neighbor today. Thank you all.
After the cleanup at Mr. Chun's residence, things are looking much cleaner. Now we visit a home in Taichung where volunteers are helping care recipient Mr. Lee take care of his place. Living on the 6th floor of the building, Mr. Lee takes care of his brother and sister, who both suffer from mental difficulties. Since Mr. Lee works during the days, he cannot manage all the trash that accumulates. He asked Tzu Chi to come and help.
The garbage just kept accumulating and it was creating a stench, and Mr. Lee just didn't know what he should do.
Volunteers carry each load of garbage to the 1st floor and load it up into the truck in the rain. One volunteer, Miss Sai, brought her daughters along to help out.
I also hope that this will be a lesson to my children and show them what Tzu Chi does. By seeing others suffering, they can appreciate their own blessings.
Seeing the situation here today, I decided I want to help my mother around the house more.
A neighbor has made snacks and shared them with everyone. After the cleanup is done, everyone is happy, and Mr. Lee expresses his gratitude for everyone's help.
To promote environmental awareness, Tzu Chi volunteers in China established a recycling station in Fujian province, Nanjing, 2 years ago. Parents, their children, and even care recipients come here and show their love of the earth.
At Fujian's Nanjing recycling stations, volunteers are agile in sorting recyclables from piles of materials that need to be separated for recycling.
Doing this recycling can help protect the earth and the environment. We live on this land and it needs protecting.
Zhang Yuru is just a first-year junior high school student. For the past few weeks after she finishes class, she comes here with her mother to sort recycling.
Bring my child to undertake this environmental work helps protect the earth, and everyone is quite happy. We also get a little exercise.
In fact, Nanjing's Friday night recycling event has been going on for more than 2 years now. The Ye family were Tzu Chi care recipients. After taking part in the home visitation prior to the winter distribution, they've all become active recycling volunteers.
My father's temper was not good, but since he became engaged in recycling, he drinks and smokes less, and his temper is getting better and better.
Office workers, students, and parents are working together at this recycling station in Nanjing. They share a common commitment to protecting the earth.
Dragon boat racing is a popular way to celebrate the Dragon Boat Festival. In Kaohsiung, there's a very special team composed of visually impaired individuals. It was the first year that the Taiwan Foundation for the Blind sponsored such a team.
You wouldn't know that the senior in college, Guanlin, is visually impaired, with his left eye only registering shadows and his right eye having only 0.02 eyesight. This guide dog, Ed, is his companion, and they have a special mission as they travel to the university's track today. This PET bottle serves as a drumstick, and he is tapping out a rhythm on these metal bleachers. This is practice for his special role in the upcoming Dragon Boat race. At the Dragon Boat races held by the Kaohsiung city government this year, a special team of visually impaired people has been organized by the Taiwan Foundation for the Blind. It will be the first time for such a race, and Guanlin has an important responsibility as a drummer for the group.
In fact, I'm beginning to feel all of this pressure, so in the past few days, I've been practicing at least 1 hour a day.
Are you ready? Attention! Go!
On this weekend morning, it is raining outside, but this doesn't stop this visually impaired Dragon Boat team from holding their prearranged practice. Guanlin made the trip from Taipei to the south, with other members of his team traveling north from Pingdong to Kaohsiung for this rare opportunity to train as a team.
I came from Pingdong County's Jiadong. Because the blind can't imagine what a dragon boat looks like, I had to come and participate in this race to learn what one actually is.
Of the 16 people on this Dragon Boat team, the oldest is 75 years old and the youngest is just 17 years old. There's also a 60-year-old man who is completely blind.
I never thought about joining the Dragon Boat team before. Now, I think that it's quite interesting, and I wanted to try it and learn how to paddle this boat.
It's still raining, but they still decide to practice to get an understanding of real conditions. The floating dock is wet and slippery, and for visually impaired people who cannot see, these are serious challenges.
They usually are only able to perceive things by listening. This is how they used to experience the festival, but now they are actually able to participate in the event and gain a deeper understanding.
Whether it's drumming or paddling, many of these visually impaired people are overcoming their disabilities to join today's event. No matter how their Dragon Boat performs in the race, they are already winners.
In Tainan, Taiwan, to teach children a lesson on conservation, teachers at DaAi Kindergarten organized an event on the theme of cleaning up Anki River. The participating kindergarteners, pretending to be selling dragon boats, pick garbage when they reach the destination, symbolizing a river. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.